Derrick Lewis dropped Tallison Teixeira with left hand, and he started wailing away with a barrage of strikes, and the referee stopped the fight to the dismay of Tallison Teixeira, but it goes down as a 35-second TKO victory for Derrick Lewis. Gabriel Bonfim wins split decision over Steam Wonderboy Thompson. It probably came down to round 3. One judge gave it to Wonderboy, 2 gave it to Bonfim, so he wins a split decision, and he will be in the rankings on Tuesday. Steve Garcia wins the unanimous decision over Calvin Kattar. It was a one-sided fight, 30-27 on all the cards in Garcia's favor. He has won 6 in a row. He'll be in the rankings on Tuesday. Unfortunately, Kattar has now lost 5 in a row. Morgan Charrier gets a third-round TKO victory over Nate Landwehr. Unfortunately, Landwehr loses in his home state of Tennessee. Vitor Petrino gets the first-round submission victory over Austin Lane in his debut in the heavyweight division in the UFC. Chris Curtis wins a split decision over Max Griffin. He dropped the first round, but he won the next 2 en route to a split decision victory, 29-28 on the scorecards, which gave him the win. Jake Matthews gets a first-round standing rear naked choke victory over Chidi Njokwani just a minute and 7 into the contest. Eduardo Moura wins unanimous decision over Lauren Murphy, 29-28 on all the scorecards. This was Lauren Murphy's final fight. It's crazy. Walter Walker wins by heel hook again, this time against Kennedy Nzechukwu in the first round. So now he's won 3 fights in a row by heel hook, all in the first round. He beat Tafa, Mays, and now Nzechukwu as an underdog. He beats him by heel hook once again. In round 1, Mike Davis was able to beat Mitch Ramirez with his grappling, and in round 2, he was able to get the knockout victory. Fatima Klein was en route to winning a unanimous decision over Melissa Martinez, but in round 3, she decided to kick her in the head and knock her out, so she gets the third-round knockout victory. Jorge Masvidal and Ben Askren were not fond of each other, but with Ben Askren's recent health concerns, Masvidal puts that aside and wishes him well and hopes to see him soon.
This goes out to the one and only Ben Askren. What's up, my brothers? I know we were rivals in the ring. I just want to say, God bless you. And when I get back in America, if I could come shake your hand, brother, and just share a prayer with you, it'll be amazing, man. I know you're going to pull through this because you're a fucking warrior, brother. God bless. Your story is crazy inspirational, what you're going through right now. God bless you, man. I'm hoping to get back and be able to just shake your hand, bro. I hope all is well, brother.
What's up, guys? I want to give an update on how I'm doing. Everything is going pretty well. I got another tube out. Only have 1 tube left. And I wanted to make a reflection with where I was less than a month ago, which was Father's Day. So I'll read you this journal entry. It's from our friend Amber. I actually thought my wife wrote it. I was mistaken. So there really hasn't been any big updates on this days. They have been trying to tinker with the prediction and other things, but honestly, constantly changing. Part of the day, you think he's doing great, and the next part you're not. It's been very up and down. Whenever he wakes up, his oxygen is dropping. What's happening is that his heart takes the blood and doesn't get to go through the ECMO. Therefore, it can't get oxygenated. They're hopeful to start transplant evaluation this week. So that was like a month ago that they want to start transplant evaluation. Feels like, holy crap, came a long way since then. And I just wanted to give one, to Monday's message, and that was, I'm going to plead guilty. I felt guilty for myself one time, right? And that doesn't do anyone any good. And I thought, man, I never smoked 1 cigarette, never smoked any weed, never did anything. Why did my lungs get stolen from me? Right? Why does this happen to someone who smokes habitually? Then I realized it happened. Sober. To with. I could be bitter and angry. I could whine, cry. It's not gonna help anybody. And I'll be having a great day. Peace.
Welcome to Mongolia. Like some Mongolian tradition. It's a little typical.
What's up, man? Welcome here. That's fun.
Hello, how are you?
Check the boy out, huh? Ooh, look, my mama pissed off. Why you so mad, lady?
what's up?
We're in Mongolia. What's up? What's up? What's up? Ready, baby? What's up? What's up? Okay. And tomorrow, after I pound like 5 of these, I'm gonna go win that wrestling tournament in Mongolia. I love you, Mom.
Phil Rowe training with Sean Strickland. Strickland's coming off a loss to DDP. Phil Rowe's coming off a victory over Andalusa. Lusa was recently cut from the promotion after the loss. Phil Rowe enjoys training with Sean Strickland. He says, I like punching my friends in the face. One of my favorite middleweight / heavyweights is Sean Strickland. Strickland, a lot heavier than he normally is when he is in fight camp. Merab Dvalishvili versus Corey Sandhagen, apparently going to be happening at UFC 320 at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, October 5th. Apparently, it's going to be announced next weekend at UFC 318 when Holloway takes on Poirier.
Been fingered by a willing informant, so it's poster.
Official poster for UFC Fight Night, Albazi versus Teixeira. Both these guys were close to title contention, but they lost their last fights to the Brandons. Brandon Royval beat Teixeira. Brandon Moreno beat Albazi. And now they headline this UFC Fight Night card August 2 at the UFC Apex, something that Teixeira is quite familiar with. 7 of his 8 UFC fights have been at the UFC Apex. He is the Apex Predator.
I'm Apexing at the Apex, bitch.
Likely main events for UFC 320, 21, and 22. 320 is Merab versus Corey, more than likely. 321, Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev rematch, October 25th in Abu Dhabi. And 322, Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena, likely in November in New York City. There is no pay-per-view in September. Ali Abdelaziz says the only time he never wore a suit to a UFC event was for Habib versus McGregor because he knew something was going to go down. Dylan Dennis, who was involved in that incident, says it's not the first time he knew something was going to go down before anyone else. He's talking about 9/11. Ali Abdelaziz happened to be arrested on 9/11 on a flight going from Cairo, Egypt to New York City. He had a stolen passport with the name Robert Earl Britton.
So how's Noah?
Mahashate versus Gage Young on August 23rd. Also added to that card is Austin Hubbard versus Rong Zhu.
Wrong Jew. That's what I tell the police when they pull me over. You got the wrong Jew.